And the man that does not mince his words, he says it like it is with a lot of love and compassion. And he just has so many beautiful gems for us. Jeff Israel is here with our very first conversation. Hi, Jeff.
Thank you, Mikali, and thank you for having me. In today's discussion, we are looking at how we can meet our need for growth. All of us as human beings, we have the need to better ourselves, the need to grow. If every year you're the same person, as a human being, you will feel like something is missing. And you see, the truth is you're either growing or dying. You're never at the same level, like forever. And I meet people who tell me, I'm just the same. I've not changed. Really, all of us change. It's either we change or we change. You're never the same. This universe is a very progressive movement by design. Is designed to move. It's either you move up or you move down. You're never the same. And so if you feel you're not growing in different areas of our lives, and there are these different areas of our lives, number one, career. Am I growing in the area of my career? Am I bettering myself? You've been maybe working in the same place, the same job for 3 years. Are you becoming better or worse? Am I growing my relationships? Am I, growing my emotional mastery? Is there a sense of growth? Is there growth in my finances? As we are going towards the end of the year, the need for growth, your soul is crying to answer the question, did I grow this year? Did I really grow? And if this is a question you can answer every single day and ask yourself, how did I grow? At the end of the day, if you ask yourself 365 days a year, just ask yourself, today, did I grow? Then you focus your mind on progressive, growth, movement towards the direction of your dreams. Okay? And so growth is crucial. When we are not growing, we feel like we are dying inside. Les Brown said that most people die at age 25, but they are never buried until they're 60 or 65. So people are walking dead. If you're not alive, you don't feel a sense of drive. You're just pushing against life. There's no sense of growth. You're just on the same spot from January all the way to December. Then you're in that category. Les Brown says, walking dead. At any moment, you can change your life. And this is where the need for self-love. If you love yourself, then you have to meet the need for growth. You have to grow. You have to grow. Even if it's growing this much, a tiny bit of growth daily. Baby, steps. I better make baby steps, but I know I'm progressing. I'm growing. Because if you're not growing, you feel like you're dying. And so what area are you growing? And how can we meet our need for growth? One of the ways you can meet your need for growth is to raise your standard. You cannot remain the same in terms of standard. Your expectations, they are the same and you expect to grow. Because growth is not by mere miracle or luck. It is something you actually consciously, consistently do. And so the first thing that you need to do is to raise your standard. If you want to grow in the area of your relationships, raise your standard. When you raise your standard, people may hate you. People may not like you. But hey, this life is too short for you to be liked by everyone. And who said that's your mission on the planet? You are not born to be liked by everyone. You're not money. Move on. Move on with your life. When you raise your standard and people hate you, move on. Keep going. When you raise your standard, there are people who will not like it. There are people who break free, from your inner circle. It's okay. That's a blessing. Raise your standard. If you want to grow, you must raise your standard. What does that mean? Which areas you can raise the standard of your thinking? The way I used to think, it should not be the same every year. In fact, it should not be the same every day. If I'm growing, then my thinking, the way of thinking must change daily. It must change every day. So tomorrow when we meet, I'll not be thinking the same because I'm changing. And some people make it look like it's a bad thing to change. Hey, Jeff, you've changed. Yes, we are supposed to. We are supposed to. So if you're not changing, really, what are you doing to your world? You're dying inside. And people don't like to die alone. And so they're wondering, why are you progressing while they are dying? And they're inviting you to the graveyard. Do not go that way. Do not go that way. That's not your destiny. And so prioritize growth by doing what? Raising your standard daily, 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 daily. Move on. Move on. Constant growth. In fact, there's a philosophy we call the philosophy of Kanai. C-A-N-I. Kanai. Kanai stands for constant and never-ending improvement. That's a standard. Light bulb. Constant and never-ending improvement. By the way, if you want to develop inner circle, which is, I advise people to have a group of people that they connect with that are like-minded, people that are high-quality people. They must be people that are committed to constant growth. Otherwise, they'll pull you down. If you're the one that is on top of the table pulling someone up, guess, who can easily go down? You. And so you need people that are pulling you up, people that are always your inner circle of, high quality relationships. Do not feel guilty of living circles of small-minded people. People that just talk about other people. People that talk about the weaknesses of other people. Why would you waste time with such people? Leave them. Let them go. Don't call them. Don't waste your credit on such people. People, when you call them, they're just telling you about other people. That is not high quality people. Only quality people, OQP, in your inner circle. That's the way to know you're growing. But when you realize you are enjoying mushene, you're enjoying gossip, you're enjoying, people talking other people down. You're on your way to your deathbed. You are on your way to your graveyard. Turn back, because the next stage is the graveyard. If you're not growing, you're dying. Period. If you're not growing, you're dying. And growth is for people that are sick of being average. And you must employ the philosophy of Kanai, constant and never-ending improvement every day. Before you sleep, ask yourself, how did I grow today? And if you realize you've not grown, there's no growth, pick a book, read a quote. Don't sleep any day, because that day is wasted if you've not grown. If you spend the whole day on complaining, on feeling jealous of other people, you're not grown. How did you grow today? In the morning, you can ask yourself, how do I want to grow today? How do I want to grow today? Then you fix your mind on progressive growth. Wait until the end of the year or after a few, months. People ask you, wow, what changed about you? You're different. You're different. It's because we are supposed to be different. We're supposed to change. See, people have very high need for certainty, for things to remain the same. So when you change, they can't love you the same. They want you to change back to the way they know you. Because when anytime you grow, you shake your world. And some people feel uncomfortable. It's okay. Let them go. Let them go. So raise your standard, commit to Kanai. Constant and never-ending improvement. Raise the standard of your mindset, the standard of your thinking, the way you think, the standard of your relationship, the way you relate to people, the standard of your attitude. That's how you grow. How can you grow if your attitude is just the same? Your attitude towards leadership, your attitude towards your country, your attitude towards yourself, your attitude towards others. If it's not changing, how do you expect to change? Raise your standard of the way you treat yourself. Be your own best friend. That's a standard. Prioritize yourself. That's a standard. The way to grow is to raise your standard. You can't play at the same ordinary standard of okay. How are you okay? How are things okay? That is a standard. You need to graduate from okay standard and begin to tell people I'm awesome. Oh, if I'm better, I'll be twins. That energy, bring it to every relationship, bring it to every meeting. You feel a sense of high standard energy and you realize your world begins to shift because you're growing. The shift comes by raising your standard, making a commitment to Kanai, constant and never-ending improvement. That means there's no end. You don't reach a place and say, now I don't need to grow. And that's why I encourage you, connect with a coach. Have a coach in your 6 most important relationships in your life. One should be a coach. When I discovered this when I was 21, I was like, thank God. I can sit with someone and actually talk about not their life, but my life. Amazing. Amazing. What an opportunity to transform, to change form, to actually grow through coaching. If you want to go far, study anyone that became anything in this life. The missing link is a coach. Make sure you have a coach in the 6. All of us need at least 6 key relationships. They call them key high quality relationships. One must be a coach. Maybe a peer, someone you are on the same level. Another one should be someone you're pulling up, because for you to grow, you must mentor someone. You've not grown until you mentor someone. You can tell how passionate I am about this. When you see my eyes pop on the screen, it's because it's a passion for me. I know there's no other way for this world to change than for us to change through growth. And then you make sure there's someone above you, okay, in that circle. But always make sure there's a coach in your inner circle. Key relationships. All right? And so, raise your standard. I can sing the song called Raise Your Standard in these different areas of our lives. And I'll recap. Again, the areas are your mindset, primarily. There's a reason we are born with our head first, not our legs. Did I just say that? Yeah, there's a reason we were born with our head first, not our legs. And so make sure your head, your mind goes first. Your mind is the one that you're working on your mind consistently. Raise the standard of your mindset. Now, for you to do that, you have to connect with, high level thinking people. People that think about change and making this world a better place. Then we talked about relationships. The standard of your relationship must shift. Raise the standard of your relationship. Then we talked about emotions. Raise the standards of your emotions. Emotional intelligence. Raise your standard. If you cannot take feedback from people, you need to raise your standard. And if you cannot tell someone you love them when you actually mean and you want to tell them you love them, raise your standard. You need to grow. Be honest, be truthful with yourself. Raise the standard of your emotions. Raise the standard of your finances. How is your financial situation? What is your standard? Is the standard, are you a spender? Are you, someone that when you see you and money is east and west? That actually any money you receive is just spending and spending. You don't know about investment. Raise your standard of your financial destiny. Raise your standard of your emotional destiny. Raise your standard, finally, of your physical destiny. Your health. If you don't raise the standard of your health, that means you eat anything. Any junk, you're just available to eat it. Any poison, you don't think, what is this doing to my body? When you raise your standard of your health, you're thinking about every other area of your life. Because if you don't have your health, you can't have your wealth. And some of us, we spend 50 years looking for wealth, then spend the rest of our life looking for health. Not very smart. You want to actually maintain a certain level of health and fitness and make that your standard. Your standard is, I am an athlete. If that's your standard, then of course you exercise and you eat well, you eat healthy. What is your standard? Show me your standard and I'll show you how far you can go. And I'll show you what potential you can make use of in your life. Thank you so much, and I wish you all the best. Commit. This takes a commitment. It takes a decision. Decision means it's not just a wish, it's a decision. It's a resolve. Some of us did New Year resolutions. How far are they? It's not really a resolution. It's a wish. I'm talking about decisions to change your life. And if you want to follow on this conversation, kindly follow me on my YouTube channel, Breakthrough with Jeff, and we'll follow on this conversation. Thank you. God bless you. Back to you, Mikali.
Thank you so much, Jeff. That was needed. It was needed for always being that person that will call us out and encourage us and empower us at the same time. We say Asante Sana. We're going to take a very short commercial break. We will be right back. This is Full Circle with Mikali.